let's try to explain kefir. I can probably explain it as I go. To make your own kefir, you need grains from somewhere, which you can get them from online, a friend, somebody. And this is milk kefir. The grains look like cottage cheese. You're going to strain that out, and what you strain off is actually your kefir drink. So the grains are going to stay in my strainer, and I'm going to put those back in the jar, add fresh milk. Raw milk is ideal, but add more milk, and they're going to regrow. You can stick it in the fridge for a little bit if you need to slow it down. If your house is too hot in the winter time, you know, you want it to kind of grow a little faster. So anyway, there is so much information out there on this kefir and the health benefits. Definitely look it up. There's so much to learn about it. I'm just kind of sharing my little experience and my road with it. So Monty's showing you I just took the lid off, so you can tell it's very thick, and you can't really see the grains yet. My style, how I do this, is I go ahead and I stir this, which you can see I've got the plastic. See those clumpy grains? Yeah. So I stir this real good, because what I'm doing right here is I am stirring the thick kefir off of those grains, because those grains just grow. They eat the sugars, and they multiply is what they do. So you can see it almost looks like milkshakey. And anyway, so this is just how I do it. So I pour it on my spatula basically, and you can see the clumpiness coming out. Those are the grains. It's exactly what you want it to look like. And I just sit here and I kind of stir it, and what it's doing is it's knocking the liquid down through my strainer. But you can see, I'm not sure if you're in a shadow spot. Now I can tell you right off, this is a lot of grains. This is a lot of grains, and really it is time for me to split them. Because the more grains you have, the more they've multiplied, the faster it's going to cook on the next one. So I could go ahead and let this go till tomorrow, and I can tell you on the weekends I have less time to strain my grains when I need to, because with family and weekend stuff, I usually try not to do it. I usually stick it in the fridge. But you can see my kefir, and look how thick that is right through there. And that is your drink, and it is so good. Well, let's back up a little. It is tart. Monty drinks it straight. A lot of people drink it straight. I am not a tart person where I like tart foods and lemons and things like that. I like it on the sweeter or saltier side. The kefir straight is just too tart for me. But what I do is when I pour me a glass, I add like 5 or 6 drops of stevia to mine. And that way it actually, and I use the flavored stevias, like the vanilla or whatever, and it ends up tasting like a milkshake. I love it then. It's not hard to get down or anything. There's a tartness still, but that sweet, it overrides the tart. So it's a very, it's really good.
Straight, it tastes like Greek yogurt.
Okay, that's true.
It's got the tang of Greek.
Yeah.
Straight Greek yogurt, not the vanilla. Just straight, plain Greek yogurt.
Yeah, the non-flavored Greek yogurt. Yeah. That's what Monty says it tastes like to him. And he's a yogurt person. I'm not even a yogurt person.
And it's great over granola.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I will say, yogurts, probiotic pills, or whatever, this has way more strains. And so It's like yogurt on steroids is what it is.
Health-wise.
Yeah. So
It's thinner than yogurt.
yeah. So I'm getting ready. I'm not going to strain. What I would do if I had a little more time is I would take 1 tablespoon. I'd take about 1 tablespoon of these grains and I pop them back in my jar. And then on the leftover grains, usually 1 tablespoon at a time. This is a little over a tablespoon. I have an ice tray that I put in the freezer, and I freeze my extra grains. And then when I get enough, I'm gonna back up over here. When I get enough, I run them through my freeze dryer. So I've got freeze-dried kefir grains, and that's why if someone's looking for some, I've always got some available. So they grow on you. So in 1 week's time, they're gonna double. So you're gonna wanna pull them off, give them to family and friends, sell them, whatever, freeze them, because sometimes you're gonna have a mistake and you're gonna realize that, my kefir went too far, I forgot about it. You can revive those grains, but if you have a freezer full, you can feed these grains to your animals, to your dogs, to your chickens. They're so good for them. It is a fermented product, so therefore it has got tons of healthy benefits to it. Our dog, Remy, she gets kefir on her food morning and night. She doesn't have anywhere near the stomach issues she used to. She doesn't have gas. She doesn't throw up all the time, and she was one that had lots. She's a boxer. She had lots of gastro problems. This has cut out 90% of them. So anyway, let me grab the milk.
Evidently the dog must be outside, because
Oh yeah.
when she hears this going on, she's in here.
Yeah, because when I rinse my strainer and the bowl and everything, she wants the rinse water. So I'll lay you money she'll be in here before. Okay, so I already poured my milk, and you saw me pour fresh, cold milk in here. I'm gonna get the lid out from under it here in a second, and I pour my kefir milkshake in there. Then I'm gonna rinse all of that. Hopefully you can see that. This goes in the fridge. And I haven't had mine today, but this, I like it to be cold. So
Yeah.
I got this,
It needs to be cold.
gotta be cold. Yeah, just like milk, you don't drink warm milk. So this container is a 1/2 gallon quart, a 2 quart, 1/2 gallon jar with this handle lid. I got it on Amazon. It works great. So it is our kefir jar. Just perfect. So here's my lid. One quick thing about kefir, any kind of fermented, whether it's a sauerkraut, a kombucha, kefir, anything that's a fermenting item, you get your plastic lids. If not, then use, I was going to say a cheesecloth, but sometimes gnats and stuff can get through the cheesecloth. It almost needs to be a little heavier. But you can just put a towel or something over it with a rubber band. You don't have to have these plastic lids, but it makes it a lot easier. Same with your strainer. This is a nylon strainer. I know it's not in that strainer for very long, but anything fermented, the best rule of thumb is to just not use metal. My spatula is a wood and rubber spatula. It's just, that's what you'll probably find 100% across the board, people saying who deal with fermented. So anyway, I put my lid on tight and I shake it. I just want all those grains to get incorporated with that new milk, because it's going to start eating up all those sugars. People who are have lactose issues or lactose intolerant, most of the time, many times, they can drink kefir, because the fermenting stage and the sugars and everything it eats up, and how it converts that, it turns it into a super health food, and it takes out the harmful stuff, So anyway, so now my lid is now loose. Okay, I've got it tight, just tight enough that gnats, it's summertime, tomatoes are in the kitchen, gnats can't get in, but air can escape, so pressure can escape. If I wanted to make sure that this was ready tomorrow because it's like, ooh, I'm gonna go through that too fast, then I leave this on my counter. If I know that I can't take care of it tomorrow, I'm gonna probably stick it in the fridge, and that way it'll give me till the next day. So you just kind of judge your schedule. The refrigerator slows everything down, gives you time, just like whether you were doing sourdough bread or whatever. It just buys you time. But if you want it ready in, 18, 24 hours, something like that, just leave it on the kitchen counter. Don't put it somewhere that you'll forget about it, because then you'll have a mess. You'll be tossing it. So anyway, I stick mine kind of over here. And anyway, guys, I didn't even touch, I didn't begin to touch on all the health benefits, just all the information and the knowledge that's out there about kefir. Just for a testimony for myself, lots of stomach issues all my life. I've gone through the no meat, the no dairy, the no sugar, the, thinking I had celiac and all these issues. I don't have any of that since getting on kefir. Now, years ago, I did get on a good probiotic. Doctor told me that I needed that, and that helped. But when I started taking kefir, it stepped it up. It made it so much better. So now, literally, I can eat anything. I don't have issues. Or if you did have an issue come up, or say a virus is going around or whatever, get on the kefir, because it is miraculous for the gut. So, and then inflammation that's running around, storing up in your body, in your bones, in your joints, just the ability of how it lowers that inflammation and keeps it at bay. I know that if I don't drink kefir, if I don't have it and I go a week or two without it, which I've never done that inflammation starts rising again. Because think about it, every time you eat sugar, anything with sugars, and so much in our diets, but sugar is the worst to cause inflammation in your body all over, whether it's your heart, your joints, your bones, your ligaments, cancers. Everything feeds on sugar. So this just helps. This is just like a little wonder bug, in my opinion and in my experience. This is just what it's done for me. So I stay on it. I stay on this stuff, but just research it, look it up. There is so much to learn. And we've also started drinking kombucha. I'm learning about kombucha. Our son is making it. And I've never been my mother made it years ago and didn't like it then. So now I'm learning, like I had to tell myself, I'm going to learn to like it. I'm going to learn to like it because it has done wonders for me. And I'm not saying it does this for everybody. I'm just saying I never expected it to work on my Raynaud's in my foot. That was the furthest thing from my mind. I was thinking allergies and gastrointestinal, your gut, making that healthy. The whole Raynaud's, my toe, that was just a bonus. That's why I've stayed on it. So try it out for yourself and do lots of research, but this is a wonder drug for me. So, and I got to go clean this off before it sticks. So guys, thank you. Appreciate you hanging out with us, and we'll be updating the animals and all that good stuff. So we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks so much.